I'm George Marriner Maull, Artistic Director of the Discovery Orchestra and your host of NJPAC's Bank of America Classical Overtures. We thought it would be fun to have some web time with you about this season's Bank of America Classical Series, and as usual, provide some moments of musical discovery, windows for you to find yourself in this music. When was the last time you soared? I mean, felt like you were flying as high as a kite. Sergei Rachmaninoff is famous for being able to promote this state of being. He achieves these moments with his incredible gifts, one, of course, being his ability to write truly moving melodies. One of his most famous melodies and familiar ones comes from the second piano concerto, this one. Another comes from a short, beautiful piece called the Vocalese. Another of Rachmaninoff's soaring melodies comes from the third movement of the third piano concerto. Here's just a little taste of it. I don't know how many of you have had the rare treat of listening live to the Kirov Orchestra of the Mariinsky Theater play under Valery Gergiev. But I would personally recommend that you drop everything and order a ticket for their Saturday, October 16th concert right now. They and he are electrifying. Denis Matsuev will play the Rachmaninoff Third Piano Concerto with them that night at 8. And to segue back to our conversation about soaring, the conclusion of the third movement is one of those moments in music that simply takes your breath away with its intensity and romance. To set up the listener for this moment, Rachmaninoff has the orchestra build excitement with increasing speed and crashing cymbals. The solo piano, much like being shot out of a cannon, continues with a mini cadenza or splashy solo. And after a brief exchange between the piano and the brass section comes the melody that I just played for you a moment ago, the one that we were discussing. Rachmaninoff will now repeat that information, but start to expand the length of the melody and change its range. It will start to move higher and higher. Have a listen. Do you sense that upward climb? Just when you think it can't go any higher, it does. The violins soar into the stratosphere. Have a listen to what that sounds like. They get so high, they're almost at the very top of the piano. Do you hear how high this is? There's only 11 more notes on the piano, okay, before we run out of sounds. They're way up there in the stratosphere. Rachmaninoff also adds another melody in the French horns that's played against this main melody that serves to further intensify the emotional effect. Trumpets are then added. And then when we're completely drained, Rachmaninoff wisely concludes that there's really nothing more that he can say about this and brings the concerto to a quick conclusion. Okay, let's listen to the last 2 minutes of the third piano concerto from the get our attention moment all the way to the conclusion. How important is it to you to experience feelings like that? I leave the answer to you, but the opportunity is yours for the taking on October 16th with Matsuev, Gergiev, and the Mariinsky Orchestra. I'll also be on hand that evening before the performance for a Bank of America Overtures presentation. See you then, and be sure to check out the NJPAC website for the full program of this exciting concert.